Shalom. All praises to the Most High. Anoka said, praise be to the earthly mother, the Kahe, the Holy Spirit, in the name of his only begotten Son, Motsah the Lamb, unification to the nation. So, this is I think this is part 4 of this series that I'm doing on South America being the true motherland. But this isn't necessarily about South America. This is more about something else. So, if you guys don't know about this Perry Reese map, this is a map that is supposedly depicting South America, uh, pretty much a while ago. I believe this was in the early 1500s, and it's a very detailed depiction, and it kind of destroys their theory regarding who discovered the Americas and at what time, because they're really hanging on to this theory that no one knew about South America. No one knew about the Americas until 1492. And even then, they had limited knowledge about it. All this is pure lies. What are they trying to hide? Now, I don't know necessarily what they're trying to hide, because I'm still, all this is still just theory. With everything that I've shared on this channel, I still don't know whether or not if Israel is actually where I think it is. If Jerusalem is where I think it is. Just because I think it is, in Peru, in South America, just because I think that, it doesn't mean that it's true. So I always have to look at things from the broader perspective so I don't get closed-minded and I don't get tunnel-visioned. So I just want to bring up the fact that this map is depicting South America, right? Very old map. But when you look at this map, there's a lot of ships. There's a lot of things going on at such an early time. Let me show you exactly when this was made. Let me see. Yeah, in 1513. So a lot of things going on. A lot of things going on. It's almost as if a lot of things had been going on for a long time. Of course, that's just my, that's a conclusion that I've made. You can look at this map, you can look into it, and tell me what you find. But just right here, it says that the use of a Mercator projection on the Perry Reese map could possibly be explained by his use of Greek maps in a creation of his drawing, but there was no explanation for the inclusion of Antarctica without the ice cap. Now, honestly, I don't necessarily see that. This map just, kind of just looks like South America. I don't really see Antarctica here. But, some people think that the bottom part is actually depicting Antarctica. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I don't necessarily see it, but, let me know what you guys think. Professor Hapgood and his students theorized that the Perry Reese map had to have been based on information older than 4000 BCE. This is long before any known sophisticated civilizations or any well-defined languages. The map introduces the theory of an ancient civilization that had the skills to navigate the world's oceans and accurately chart the lands they visited. And this is depicting South America and North Africa. But didn't we just go over that in part 3? But I'm not necessarily going to even touch on this because they're going to get into aliens and the lost city of Atlantis. Now, I do believe in both of those theories, but just not in the way that they're thinking about it. Are aliens real? I don't know. I just don't know. Atlantis was a thing, but aliens, maybe. I'll say maybe. Let's move on. Because Perry Reese made another map that was very, very interesting, and it was this map right here. Let me show you. So if we zoom in on this map, you can see that this is the North Pole, with the 4 islands and the 4 rivers. Now, some people think that this is the Garden of Eden, or this is Eden. It's definitely a possibility. Absolutely. Or the Garden of Eden could be in North America and Missouri. I don't know. We'll see. It's hard to know because a lot of lands have sunken and a lot of lands have disconnected. So I don't know. There's no way of me knowing, right? But this was interesting. Terra Australis Re. And I can't really read this, but it says center. It's hard. Even when I was trying to look it up in Latin, I couldn't really make out what this is trying to say. So I never was able to really understand it or, get a grasp of this. But I can leave this in the description. So you guys maybe can try to translate this. If maybe one of you guys know Latin or something, I don't know. Right? I don't know. I also found it interesting that he calls South America America. It doesn't seem like North America was actually called America. It seems like only South America was called America, or land of the plum serpent. So, or land of the Holy Cross, that as well. So a lot of aliases have been given to South America. But what is this region here? This Terra Australis. What was here? Because, anyone who depicts this map, they only show a bunch of plant life, a bunch of wildlife, and things of that sort, but they have all that stuff in Brazil. I looked up all these plants. All these plants are literally in Brazil or in Argentina or in Colombia. These plants are already in South America. So why would they go here for plants? It's just odd to me. Something is not really adding up. Now, and also notice what's connected at the tip of South America. Even in the 1500s, this is connected, and even up until the 1600s, Antarctica was a thing. There were actually kingdoms that was in Terra Australis or Antarctica. 432 The Drop has gone over that. There was people who set up kingdoms there. But what is this place? Who occupied this place? Hard to say, but we're going to get into a theory that I have. So, this is a Babylonian map of the world. And this is how they depicted Babylon. Now, there's something very bizarre about this map. Something very bizarre. And what is bizarre about this is that you see 14 through 17. That depicts the ocean. Now, what is so very odd about this is that they put the ocean right next to a lot of these different cities, like Elam, right? Like Assyria. How come all these different cities are right next to the ocean? It's so very odd. I wonder where this place could have been. Right next to the ocean. I just wonder where this place could have been. It's just so very odd, bro. Or maybe it could have been right there, for all I know. And if it was, then that would put the North America model back into play. But it could also be somewhere else, right? Wherever could that place have been? Let's move down. Let me see. Let's read some of this. The tablet contains a map of the Mesopotamian world, with Babylon at the center. It contains carefully etched images and cuneiform writing. Babylon is surrounded by two concentric circles that represents the ocean, named Bitter Water or the Salt Sea. The Salt Sea? The Salt Sea? So the Salt Sea is encompassing them? Are they on an island? It is labeled with Babylon, Assyria, Elam. 8 triangular areas labeled as regions or islands surround the Salt Sea, and they are labeled with distances. Descriptions of the regions and descriptions of great heroes and mythical beasts that lived in each region. The southern marshes are indicated at the bottom of the map. Okay, let's move down. Because they said something interesting. But they said they labeled these outskirts. So, after you get to 14 through 17, when you get to 18 through 22, that's when you get to the islands. Now, they just labeled it as mythical places, right? Because they don't understand it. But what this truly is representing is that Babylon was on a big island. And on this big island, and of course there was a, possibly stuff on the bottom part, but you can't see it because it's ruined. But on the bottom part there could have been islands, but definitely there were islands where they're depicting them. Right? Now, of course, I was looking, I couldn't really figure it out because all of these maps of Antarctica are all abridged. So I wouldn't know. Right? But maybe you guys can take a closer look at this. I'm going to look at this a little bit more myself. But I just find it so very odd that Babylon or Mesopotamia is depicted as an island with islands near it, right? And it says 3 of these islands are labeled as place of the rising sun. Then the sun is hidden and nothing can be seen, and beyond the flight of birds. So these are some very interesting labels for these different islands. And I think someone else, or I think it's written here. Oh yes, I see it now. Let me see. Let's read from the top. The actual meaning behind the content of the map has been disputed. While many of the places are shown in their correct location, some have said that the map is intended to show the Babylonian view of the mythological world. The 18 mythological beasts mentioned in the writing on the map allude to the Babylonian epic of creation, where the new world was created after the mythological animals were expelled to the heavenly ocean. Others say that the Babylonians engaged in cartography to assist in their exporting of agricultural surpluses. While the Babylonians were well aware of other peoples, such as the Persians and Egyptians, the map creators specifically excluded those peoples from the map. The location of Babylon on the map shows that the Babylonians believe themselves to be the center of the world. Interesting. This doesn't seem like it's in the Middle East. Does it? Does it seem like it's in the Middle East? Maybe I'm just biased, right? I just find it I find it very hard to believe that they would depict an ocean anywhere around the Middle East when the ocean is so very far from them, according to the model of them being in the Middle East. But if they're not in the Middle East, then where are they? Are they in the North Pole? Are they in the South Pole? Are they in North America? Are they in South America? Because out of those 4 places, I don't see anywhere else that's a big enough island to have all these places here and depict what it's showing right here. But maybe you guys can let me know. Shalom, Selah Kalah.